Eclipse
It's rough out
horror
there.
review for the month of October. I'm Emily,
And I'm Zach.
and we're going to be reviewing The Ring today.
Yes.
2002 film, directed by
Gore Verbinski.
Gore Verbinski.
A remake of Ringu.
Yes, remake of a Japanese film. And what's great is that this film led to other Japanese films being remade in the US, other Japanese horror films, The Grudge, a lot of other ones. So, contributed to Horror Film Society.
So are you a big fan of The Ring?
You know, I was. I always liked it because it scared the crap out of me when I was little, and I watched it again recently. And it holds up. It's still a pretty frightening film. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a few things about it. I really think that it was before the torture porn, and it was kind of in this flux in Hollywood where they were doing just really like pushing the visual effects with like that gross out stuff, like the hair, and I mean there's a lot of chilling elements to this movie, and I'm a huge fan of it.
Definitely. So the film is about it starts out with those two teenage girls, and they die. Well, the one girl dies, scars the other girl. Then at the funeral, it's Naomi Watts and her son, and it was her niece who died. So then she's a journalist, and she decides to investigate, and she finds the video and realizes she's going to die through a series of events, and decides to get to the bottom of it so that she doesn't ultimately die, and her son then, who has watched the video, so that he doesn't die.
I think this film, because it does bring in I can't really remember, and please mention if there is one, where they brought in the idea of bringing in multimedia into the horror element. Like, I know now we have VHS, and we have like a few other films that have done that kind of anthology with it, but to bring in a new medium, and it's a tape that causes people to go disappearing, and if you watch it, this is what will happen. And I mean, it was kind of scary because you're watching the movie and I'm like, is this going to happen to me?
Right, definitely.
It didn't, but it could have.
I think what also made this movie really powerful was that there were a lot of elements of things that could actually happen to you. It wasn't really that far-fetched. It made average, everyday things scary.
Yeah. The farm scene really scared the crap out of me.
I think also there's a lot of imagery, and it's interesting because they set up kind of all the little elements in the video at the beginning, and then it's a very slow reveal. The film kind of is slow, I think, in plot.
So it's got that slow burn element.
Yeah, so I mean, it drags it out, but it also builds a lot of momentum and a lot of creepiness, and I think that makes it very powerful in a lot of respects.
And Gore Verbinski did this film, and I mean, as we were saying earlier, it's his first horror film, and to direct a horror film and kind of keep the audience engaged, I mean, that's quite a task from a filmmaker, and I think he was quite proficient at it, because I mean, it's one of my more favorite horror films, and
more favorite.
Most favorite? Most favorite.
Is it one of your most favorite?
No, I mean, but it's up there. And I mean, it's kind of a surprise when I tell people that, because I feel like it's kind of got lost in the shuffle with all the new horror films, like the James Wan generation, or even like the Eli Roth stuff. But I definitely think.
So you watched this obviously when you were younger. We were both younger when we first saw this.
This was like the movie for like my friends to come over. Like, I bought it on DVD the day it came out, and I remember I watched it and showed it to like 5 different people for the first time, because you had to like watch what they would do. Like, they would just, it was almost like watching Paranormal Activity with somebody. Yeah. Just watching them jump and get.
Did you call them did you call them afterwards and then freak them out 7 days later?
Yeah, I tried doing that.
It was a trend, right?
It was definitely a trend. You had to. I think it was back in the days of instant messengers, so you could do that.
Right. So what about some of the other elements of the film? What about editing? Did you like the editing of the film?
Yeah, no, the editing is really strong. Like, it has very strong production value, and it's, in my eyes, it's a classic. I mean, I know it's not. I don't think it's been remembered too well. I feel like it does get lost in the shuffle, as I said earlier. But
it's funny you say that, because I always thought of it as kind of a classic that people kind of revert back to, though. I thought it, in my head, it kind of does stand stand the test. Like people are like go back to the ring, and
Yeah.
I mean, and it did start a lot of things like the media,
Yeah.
the other Japanese horror remakes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It grossed a lot of money, and then they had this sequel, and people were upset. I think that's a lot of people were upset with the ending, but it was to set it up for a sequel because the Ringu had already had sequels, so it was part of a story arc.
Well, I think in conclusion, I mean, it's one of my more fondly remembered horror films, to put it that way. But
so we say watch it.
Watch it with the lights off, volume up.
If you're like us and you saw it when you were a kid, maybe watch it again and tell us,
Yeah.
do you think it stands up?
Yeah.
We'd love to know.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm Zach.
I'm Emily.
We're gonna go back out in the rain.
Yes.
So.